joined by our experts who we have connected to make sense of these Tech Mahindra numbers as well. We have Mahindra Sabarat, who's an independent market expert, and we also have Sandeep Agarwal, fund manager at Sovilo Investment Managers. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us, taking the time out. Mahindra, I'm going to come to you first. What sense are you making of these numbers right off the bat? Dollar revenue, we've seen some change coming in over there as well. So what are you, penciling in for this stock to perform tomorrow? And what's just your first take coming in on this, on these numbers?
So let me talk about the first take on the results. The quarter-on-quarter revenue decline, that is on a constant basis of 0.8%, is more or less kind of expected. But however, you should understand that somewhere the company has been losing momentum. It was anticipated that there could be a positive, commentary coming in from the company, so that the year-on-year decline that we've been seeing for them should be now a thing of the past. The deal wins is one way to recognize whether they're doing better. Your deal wins at $500 million, although is quite good. It's from a deal to revenue perspective, deal wins to revenue perspective is quite minuscule as yet. So my first take is slightly disappointed that we are not seeing any upgrade.
We do have Sandeep Agarwal also to talk about the numbers. Sandeep, your first reaction on the numbers, and how do you think the stock will perform tomorrow, can perform tomorrow?
So, thanks for having me on the show and good afternoon. These numbers are slightly below estimate, but at the same time, I would not call them a big miss. And remember, there has been a leadership change and there have a lot of changes which have been started in the company. And based on that, this kind of numbers along with the order book, I would say that people have more positive to read about than negative. Talking on the stock reaction, it is very difficult to comment because we also have client position, our positions, we run a PMS, but so we may have, exposure. So, but let me put it this way, that this number should be seen from a perspective of a new leadership change, which is trying to implement its own long-term strategy. So I would not call this number bad at all. And in my view, more details will come on the call, but prima facie, if the bad time, if we at all assume that, the big pain of recession in US is behind us, then in that case, we are probably looking at growth, which should come in coming quarters, and also most of the pain or the cleanup which was there, that is behind. So I see this with more positive lens than negative. Obviously, if we get more data on the call, that will add to our view on either side.
Thanks for that view coming in, Sandeep. Mantesh, I'm going to come right back at you and give us a broad sense of how Tech Mahindra is faring when you put it into perspective with companies that have already come out with their results, the likes of TCS and Infosys and now Wipro as well. So could you make sense of these numbers and compare it with the other IT majors that have come out with their numbers in terms of dollar revenue or constant currency, whichever metric you would like to choose?
So if I compare the results that have come from the IT companies so far, there are two trends that are visible. There is no substantial momentum in terms of revenue growth visible for any of these clients. The deal wins aren't strong. So this is the trend number one. Trend number two, which is a little mixed in terms of the EBIT margins being posted by the companies. Some have shown an improvement, some have seen a decline. But herein also, if I single out TCS, which has shown an improvement, that has come from curtailing a lot on the employee expenses side. So that company, which is a little more ruthless in terms of controlling their employee costs, are probably reaping the benefits of better margins. But better margins will still not overcome the lethargy or the sluggish growth we are seeing on the top line. So it's better to take the results of most of the IT companies with the fact that unless there are more deal wins, stronger deal wins ahead, one needs to be a little more careful about what price you pay for any of these stocks.
All right, Mahindra, Sandeep, thanks so much for joining us and taking the time out and making sense of these Tech Mahindra numbers. We'll bring you more details on these numbers as and when we get them. And well, we'll be closely watching out for the stock performance tomorrow as well. But
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.